Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you are okay on that side of the screen. And today to take a look at the Asus router AX53U. I will leave a link down below so that you can check all the specifications and also the price, which I do believe that it's really interesting, especially having in mind what we get from this router. Very similar to the sponsor of this video, which is B&H Software, a platform that we've been using for the past few months with great results. Very simple to use to purchase Windows 11, Windows 10, Home Edition, Pro Edition at a budget, and also Office 2021. So I will leave a link down below just in case you want to check that out too. Now, in terms of the router itself, I've been playing around with it, but I still haven't tested the speeds and the distances that we will get with it. So I will do that with you in real time in just a few moments. In terms of the router itself, it's well built plastic, but it's not cheap plastic. It looks nice, it feels nice. It has these 4 directional antennas which are non-detachable, and then at the back we will find 3 gigabit Ethernet ports, one port for your internet signal, 1 USB port that we can use either to put a USB drive with multimedia so that we can spread through our devices on the network, or we can use, for example, a very interesting feature, which is to use a dongle 4G or 3G LTE so that we can take this router anywhere and have signal coming from that 3 or 4G dongle and then spread with the router, and that is just a really nice feature. Also WPS key, power input, and power on off and reset switch. Now, in terms of setting it up, it's really easy. We can just download the app to our phone and then just proceed with the configuration, the initial configuration, which is very simple. Anyone, even without having configured a router before, will be able to do so without any issues whatsoever. Now, in terms of the software, we will be able to manage this router on our mobile app or also on any of our computers with a browser. So we will have the same functions in either of these two ways. In my particular case, I honestly prefer the app on the mobile phone, which is a lot easier and a lot friendlier because it's always with us, so we just need to open the phone. We can remote access to the router, which is one of the things that we will choose at the beginning of the configuration, so I can be outside of my home network and configure any of the things that I want. Now, in terms of the options, we will find a lot, and as you can see some images right over there, we will have configurations in terms of the internet, really fast configurations, and then we also have some diagnostic and informations. We have the parental control, we have the USB port management because we can do several things with it. We have the Wi-Fi management network, VPN options, which is great, security such as instant guard, and many others. Now, the question left is, how is its performance? Because this is a Wi-Fi 6 router, and what distance could we get? Now, in my opinion, without having tested, this is a router to replace the router that we have from our internet provider. It is targeted at a not very large area. I would say a 100 square meters house with not many divisions. I do believe that it will do a good job, and we will test that, but more than that I'm not expecting any more, although we are going to test, and we will start with one right over here. And for the first test, here we go near the router. Now, this is the maximum of my internet connection. We are talking about 500 megabits per second on download and 100 megabits per second on uploads. Now, the router is capable of 1800, so we could achieve more, but this will be my limit, and at this moment, great results. I was not expecting any less than this, but let's go for another areas of the house. Okay, so here we are on the same division. You can see the router right over there. I'm inside of one of my divisions here where I keep some of my things. So this would be an apartment, something like that, a living room or something like that. We are talking about 40 square meters right over here. And as you can see, we are getting the maximum results of my internet connection. And now we are just outside the office. So let's imagine that we have an apartment with 90 square meters and then a balcony or something like that. So I'm about 3 meters away from, and I'm recording with the iPhone 12 mini, so the lens is not that wide, but we have a really thick wall right over here blocking the signal, and this would mean that even if we had a balcony outside, no issues at all. Okay guys, so now we are really far away. So the router is in the office right over there with that wall blocking, and I'm about 20 meters away, linear meters. I'm really at the end of my balcony, which is quite large, and I was not expecting as good results as I'm getting. So if you have a balcony like this, you will be more than fine, no issues whatsoever. And I was thinking that probably I was not going to get good results and wouldn't make any sense to go to the first floor, but with these results we are going to the first floor because it makes total sense to see what is possible. So we are just above the office, one floor above the office, and I did record a video previously for my Portuguese channel, so I already know more or less the results. And honestly, I was not expecting as good of results, especially when we move from one floor to the other. And once again, having in consideration the price of this router, I believe this is a great result. I'm not really sure where we can go from here, but we will keep on going. Okay guys, so this is on the other end of the first floor. So this is the limitations. As we can see, it says Asus. The 5G, we no longer get it, and the 2.4, it says that there is no internet access, which is not entirely true. There is, but it will not be able to do it. I already tried on my Portuguese version of this video and I was not able to get a signal. So this is the limitation. So just finished the tests right now, and I do prefer to do the tests with you instead of doing them alone and then giving you the short story. So I was impressed with especially this distance that we can get, and I was not impressed here. We are talking about 80 square meters, so if that's your case, 80 to 100, you would be more than fine even without having these tests. But when I went outside and I was about 3 meters away, I thought, okay, a balcony. But at the end of my backyard right over here, it's a really far distance. So if you are on a big area on the same floor, I believe that you will have no issues at all. We are talking about here of 2 really thick walls, and it was able to pass. So that was a great result. Of course, if we have another thick wall, the signal would decrease, but I believe that it would capture anyway. So great results right over there. Where is the limitation? The limitation is on the first floor. It was able to give me great results just above on the room that I was here, but on the other end, it was not able to get the signal. So this is the limitation of this particular router. I've got other units right over there which are stronger, and for those I have other expectations, but let's see what we can get out of that. That being said, hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if it was, don't forget that usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.